Stallings, one of Bear's boys, comes home and puts the act back on the map. Auburn wins the flip, and no surprise, they have elected to defer. Brian Karkoska kicking off for the Tigers. One of the most exciting players in college football. One of the deep men, David Palmer. And Auburn going to let him show his stuff right away. Palmer to the 10. Palmer, stutter step, short of the 20-yard line and down. Now your diehard starting lineups for Alabama. Your offensive line, Hammond, Wilson, Shields, Stevenson, Patterson, and the tight end is Buskey. Derek Lassick, hard-working, tough running back. David Palmer is the youngster who just returned the kickoff. Jay Barker is the Tide starting quarterback. And we see that there is a penalty flag on the kickoff. An illegal block against Alabama on the return. So Barker and Bama will be coming out from their own 6-yard line. Barker tosses to Lassick. Huge hole to the 14, and Crescelling makes the stop. Defensively for Auburn, Whitehead, Cromartie, Primus, and Etheridge. They don't receive the notoriety that Alabama does up front, but Harris, Willis, and Cunningham, an outstanding trio of linebackers. Schelling, who just made the stop, is the ringleader of your Auburn defensive backfield. 2nd and 3 after the 7-yard run by Lassick, and Lassick the lone running back. Now the toss to Palmer, who comes around on the reverse. A familiar play for Tide fans to the 18-yard line, and a first down.
Brent, Gene Stallings told me they were going to do more things today in the ball game to get the ball in the hands of David Palmer. He's already returned to kickoff. Now he's lined up as a wide receiver and come back in motion. Look for him to line up at quarterback, maybe even at tailback, maybe.
He is replaced by Curtis Brown on this first down. So the young man David Palmer over to the Alabama sideline. A wing formation with Lassick behind Barker. They'll stay on the ground. They've been successful here on their opening series. He's down at the 24, and Etheridge makes the stop again for Auburn.
Stallings told me offensively they will run more away from the tight end than they normally do because of the big defensive line and because they play a big defensive end type right in front of the tight end, and physically that's a little bit of a mismatch. So look for them to run inside and then away from their tight end some.
Prince Wembley, isn't that a wonderful name? He's down there to Barker's left, having just checked in. This is Houston, the fullback, smashing straight ahead to the 32-yard line. Alabama on the roll, 1st and 10.
Wayne Hall's defense is a flowing defense. You'll see right in the middle of your screen, nose guard 77, Damon Primus center. They're zone blocking. They get a crease behind that block, gets up into good power, and moves it up for the first down.
So 3 fresh defensive linemen trot onto the field for the Auburn Tigers. And timeout being called. November's team, Alabama. Somebody saying, wait a minute, wait a minute. In 1989, they lost in Auburn. Folks, that game was in December. 1st and 10 for Bama at their own 32-yard line. This, the initial drive. Barker's first pass of the day is going to keep it. A big hole. Barker for a first down.
Brent, what they did, Auburn ran a blitz. You'll see the linebacker coming from the left side of the screen. You'll see him coming there, and that put everybody else in man-to-man. The quarterback gets outside the pocket like that. Everyone's playing man-to-man. No one playing zone reading him. He runs for a nice gain.
Ball just short of the 44-yard line. 1st and 10 for Bama. It's their 3rd first down on the opening drive. Palmer, who can throw it. He was a quarterback. Cuts back. Fires high and incomplete.
There's some of that razzle-dazzle that Mal Moore, the offensive quarterback coach, and calls the offensive plays, told me they inserted in the game plan. Everybody follows Palmer where he goes with the football. So they wanted some counter action. You'll see he'll come back in motion. See, here he comes in motion. Now they toss it to him. Normally he runs the sweep. See, but he turns around and runs his own reverse. He doesn't hand it to anybody. A high school quarterback throws an incomplete pass.
2nd and 10. Barker off the delay. Deep handoff to Lassick. Lassick battling to the 47-yard line, and Fred Smith there defensively.
3 yards.
Those draw plays with a good pursuing defense, the defensive linemen jump around, and that gives the tailback a chance to find that hole. Now he gets a good block right there. The point of attack, he cuts back. Good mobility right there. Defense swarms.
Wembley and Palmer check in for this 3rd and 7 at the 47.
Auburn is a good 3rd down conversion defense, number 2 in the SEC behind Alabama.
Wembley getting ready. Barker straight back, has time, high and incomplete. Alabama forced the punt, and the play that got him in difficulty on that series, the razzle-dazzle, trying to throw off the reverse. Auburn takes advantage of it, and Alabama punts for the first time.
You know, even at that, if Jay Barker comes down with that throw, they're going to make the first down. He has been inconsistent in throwing.
Deal back to punt with Thomas Bailey, the wide receiver. Standing at the Auburn 15, he'll field this at the 16-yard line. Dances and smacked down short of the 20. Good coverage by Alabama. We'll come back with Auburn's first series.
Writes himself, and here's your diehard lineup for Auburn. The tackles, Gandy and Gray, are the ringleaders of that group, and behind them, these are the folks who will try to get it done for Pat Dye in his last game as head coach. James Bostic, tough running back, and the quarterback is Stan White. Now he leads the Southeastern Conference in interceptions with 14. That is something that Auburn hopes does not occur too frequently in this game. White's first possession will start on the Auburn 17.
They've got him spread out with 3 wide receivers.
Guy said yesterday he'd have to throw to beat this defensive team, and White is changing up at the line of scrimmage. There seemed to be movement on the left side of the offensive line. They jumped on the left side of the offensive line, so this will be a dead ball foul going against Auburn, and the old veteran Jimmy Harper down there with control of this one.
Dead ball, false start, illegal movement, offensive line.
That's one of my favorite voices amongst officials in college football, Jimmy Harper. Now your diehard lineup for Alabama, and this is a great one, not a good one. This is a great team. Copeland and Curry, they don't come any better than those folks. Rogers and Oden on the inside, and that secondary, just remember this number. Number 13, Teague. 1st and 15, he'll play often on Sunday. White rolling, completes his first pass, and a tackle is missed. George Teague gets him out after Sam Shade misses the tackle.
You know, Sam really hit the guy, too. You know, it's not so much a miss. He just hit a powerful kid that wanted to advance the football. They have a little waggle action coming. They have good contained position by Hall right there. He comes up. Now he squares up. But see, he doesn't lock his arms. He's got to lock the arms. Determination by Tony Richardson.
So the fullback out of bounds with no gain. It's 2nd and 10. Off the fake. Incomplete, and that was a diving Thomas Bailey. Obviously, there was a gain on that previous play. There was a penalty that I had overlooked. So let's get that straight on that 5-yard gain back to the original line of scrimmage. And this will be now 3rd down. And this gives you an idea of what Auburn faces today. Giving up less than 10 points a game, only 187 yards, 61 yards rushing. They also lead in pass defense. A remarkable defensive performance overall by the Crimson Tide. Let's see what they come up with here on 3rd and 10. From the shotgun, against a fierce rush, Auburn forced the punt.
Nothing like having a good pass rush, and they can rush the passer without substituting people. They don't need special guys to do it. They just turn Copeland and they turn Curry loose. Get the weight on the hand, and off they come.
Terry Daniel, and back deep, the ever dangerous Mr. Palmer. Daniel once a walk-on punter at Alabama before moving to Auburn. His first punt of the game, and it's a beauty.
It's a little bit low, though, Brett. He's outkicked the coverage.
Palmer jitterbugs, and he's down at the 30-yard line. That is a 59-yard punt with a 7-yard return. That'll teach you how to give me a scholarship, coach.
You know, he came in here the number 3 punter in the SEC, but he's number 2 in net. Meaning when you subtract the return, he's still averaging 39 yards. Excellent job of punting by Terry Daniel.
Now Barker and the Tide. 2nd series of the game for Bama. Here's the toss. Lassick cut off and swarmed at the 26-yard line. James Willis, number 51, a quality linebacker right there.
You notice again that they ran away from their tight end. You see this big defensive lineman over here on a tight end. They don't like that matchup. They want to run away or up inside. They run back to the short side to the right of your screen. See, good pursuit right there. Good penetration by 47. Cunningham is in there. Then comes Willis.
Curtis Brown brings the play in from the Alabama sideline. Lassick tossed to the left, cuts back, and finally explodes to the 41-yard line, and a Bama first down. A wonderful run by Derek Lassick.
Real good blocking by Matt Hammond, 63, the offensive left tackle, the right side of your screen. See, he gets him stretched. He stick and stays, and they run back up inside him. See, that allowed that lane. Don't run outside, run up inside.
Terrence Lynch, the big fullback, leading the way, and they get set again. 1st and 10. They'll hand to Lynch. Lynch to the 46-yard line. Anthony Harris bringing him down, and tomorrow our Thanksgiving weekend football feast continues on ABC. Another great matchup. Nebraska in their quest for the Big 8 crown and another trip to the Orange Bowl. They'll battle the Oklahoma Sooners live at 1:30 Eastern tomorrow on ABC. Want to bet they do not throw a pass off the end around in this series? 2nd down for Bama. Lassick behind Lynch. Swarmed at the 45-yard line. Cunningham and Etheridge there defensively.
You notice that time they ran outside toward the tight end. Do you know why? There was no defensive end on the tight end. See, now they have a stand-up linebacker. Here's the defense. They've shifted it over. Audible. Now they'll run outside. Clear.
This is 3rd and almost 6. I think the stats crew is calling it 5, but this is a long 5. Palmer steps in motion, and Barker off the blitz with that inside pitch to Lassick, and Lassick is not going to get the first down. Good defense by Auburn. Fred Smith right there, and again Alabama forced a punt.
Well, you can see why Gene Stallings and his offensive coaches had a lot of respect for this defensive football team. Pat Dye told us yesterday they were going to come after Alabama. They're going to come after with the blitzes, and they're going to hit the quarterback some.
Deal's second punt. Bailey waiting to return. At the 20-yard line, straight up the middle. Good decision there by Bailey on that return to come right straight ahead as Mario Morris brings him down for Alabama, and now it will be Stan White and Auburn going back to work.
You know, Gene Stallings doing an outstanding job. He has done a lot of unique things, Brent. He meets with his seniors and has breakfast with them every Thursday morning. They discuss the program, how school's going, what he should do different. Do they like what they're doing? Do they not like what they're doing? Very good concept.
Breakfast is good. Makes the big fellas go to class. White is back, and he has overthrown everyone.
Well, Pat Dye said offensively what they were going to do. They tried to run last year, and they end up losing. They only ran for like 113 yards. They were going to come out, spread them out, and try to get the free safety out of there, out of the middle, because he's so active and coming up and being the 8th man and defending the run. He thought they'd start throwing the ball early in the ball game.
2nd and 10. White's receivers were covered, and he took it deep that time for an incompletion. This is a great defensive unit that they've matched against today. Bostic, but there was a flag down again. Whistle before the snap.
Dead ball, illegal procedure, moving the offensive line.
You know, when a young offensive lineman lines up there and he knows he's blocking a #1 draft choice, I think that sometimes affects their concentration.
Dick, compare Curry and Copeland for me.
Well, I think Curry is, you know, obviously the taller guy. He's, I think, the more dominating, hard outside pass rusher, has great feet. He's really just learning. He's already graduated. He's taken graduate courses, doing a good job. Copeland is more apt to be the guy they move inside and play in the guards in the National Football League. But probably both #1 picks.
Now the NFL won't have to send a scout to Alabama to write down Dick's evaluation. 2nd and 15 as White is forced out of the pocket. He's a pretty good runner, and White is down at the 28-yard line. It'll be 3rd down for Auburn.
Elbert Brown, the nose guard that's playing in there in place of James Gregory, the starter, got the good pressure up inside and forced him outside. You'll see the pressure appear right to the right side of your screen. Here it comes. See, there's Curry, number 80. Boy, I think Curry had the offensive tackle back there on his back.
3rd and 9 for Auburn.
They're number 10 in 3rd down conversion. Not outstanding.
Here comes that rush. They tried to set the screen, and they didn't get it into Bostic's hands. That's a superb play to use against that Alabama defense. I would guess that in next week's SEC championship game that the Florida Gators will have some screen passes ready.
Stallings came with a blitz this time. He brings the linebackers up inside, see them, puts pressure, gets the attraction of the quarterback. Quarterback sees them come, doesn't throw the accurate pass, plus he throws it too hard. Screen passes have to be laid off softly.
Daniel, his 2nd punt.
Another one.
At the 19.
Excellent coverage.
Down at the 26-yard line. Brian Brinsfeld. Scoreless in Birmingham. 54-year-old Pat Dye. 12 years at Auburn, and every 4-year player that has been recruited by Coach Dye has won an SEC title and played in the Sugar Bowl. A remarkable record for a young man who was an offensive guard for the Fran Tarkenton Georgia Bulldog team back in the late 50s. Here is the Handoff now to Derek Lassick. Anthony Harris there for Auburn. We're scoreless, just underway in Birmingham. Happy Thanksgiving to everyone along the way. In case you joined us a little bit late and might not have seen the morning paper, last night at 10 o'clock here in Birmingham, Pat Dye announced that he is resigning as head coach of the Auburn Tigers. This is his last game. There was one span during his 12-year career at Auburn that he defeated Alabama 4 consecutive times. Now Barker, back for Alabama, gets it into the hands of a lineman, and that's an illegal.
No way. No way.
Have illegal touching. Ineligible receiver touches the ball, 5-yard penalty, and loss of down.
I've seen a lot of passes this year, Brent, but I haven't seen anything like this. It's a semi-shuffle pass to an offensive lineman. Watch. Here it comes. Whoop. Can't do that.
Ricky Sutton was holding on to the Alabama quarterback. It is 3rd and 17 for the Crimson Tide. Penalty flag. Lassick bolts to the 27-yard line.
We have a dead ball foul, illegal procedure, offensive team, 6 men on the line of scrimmage.
I'm going to tell you about the sputtering and the impact that this could have. It has been interesting the last 2 weeks to track the progress of Florida State in the Associated Press poll. I'm sure that there are some voters who are watching, and if Florida State can be rated ahead of Texas A&M, Alabama has to be a little bit uneasy too, don't they, right now?
You bet. Well, when you watch Florida State play on tape like we have and getting prepared to do Saturday's broadcast, Brent, it's tough to believe that there's anybody any better.
Bama punting again.
Oh, nice punt.
Bailey to the 24. Bailey to the 31-yard line.
You really have to cover Bailey. Last year, he set an SEC record for kick return yards, over 1,000 yards returning punts and kickoffs. You better cover him.
Let's go down to Mark Jones, who has a guest with him. Mark?
Yeah, special guest, guys. I have Greg Carr, former All-American linebacker under head coach Pat Dye. Greg, in light of what's happened, do you think Coach Dye got a fair shake from the school and from the NCAA?
Well, I'm not so sure that he got a fair shake. I think Coach Dye is doing what's best for Coach Dye right now. I think he's doing what's best for his health, and I think he's making the right decision.
Sorry to see him go?
Yeah, I am.
Greg Carr's in med school, guys. People succeed under head coach Pat Dye.
Mark, thank you. And on that snap, the ball appeared to come up a little bit early on Stan White. Let's take a look.
I'll show you why it did. They lined up in an eagle-type defense with 3 defensive linemen all covering everything, and they're supposed to audible out against that defense. See him audibling? And the center didn't hear the call and snapped the ball.
Second down and 10.
The run balanced.
The pitch to Bostic. And he is cut off after a 2-yard gain by Jeremy Nunley.
Excellent defensive play that time. That's the offensive formation that Coach Dye was telling us about, Brent, where they go unbalanced by bringing a tackle over and taking the tight end and putting it over in the tackle side and bringing the split end over and forming it a slot. Do you have that? You got it all?
I think so.
All right.
All I know is it's tough to gain an inch on these guys. That's the only thing I know.
You better. Look at that. They've been giving up 65 inches per rush. How do you like that, ladies and gentlemen?
From the shotgun again. White drops it into Bostic's hands. Bostic to the 46-yard line and an Auburn first down. Antonio Langham there defensively.
They blew that coverage. they really blew that coverage. They turned the back there at the lined up wide position, turned him loose. You would never cover a back that's loose in that third down situation. See him here just laying it out there. You'll see no defender around him. See, no one's around him. Now they're going to rally. Good thing they have speed.
2 tight ends. It's Bostic to the short side of the field. And that's why it's tough to work against that defense. Victor Lockett leads the defensive charge that time.
Boy, do they get to the point of attack quickly. It's so much different. You know, we prepare for these games. You look at them on tape and study the coaches' tapes and that. But when you see them in person, it's really different. Boy, do they move. I think they've got to get to some kind of a quick passing game, Brent. You know, that 3- and 5-step drop. Get rid of the ball before the rush gets there.
Reed McMillan in at running back for Auburn. He's protecting for White. He drops it incomplete, and there's the penalty flag.
Definitely. Mike Rogers hit him real early, Brent. They're in man-to-man tight coverage, and he hit him early.
Defensive pass interference. First down, final foul.
At the Auburn 49-yard line. We're scoreless. Auburn and Alabama. 1st and 10 for the Tigers. Bostic and nothing there. Daylight closed in a hurry, and big John Copeland comes in.
Well, he comes down from the backside. If he gets any help at all on the front side of that offensive play, he comes down so hard from the backside, there's no lane to cut back into for the running back. They're coming in with more wide receivers right now.
And as the result, Alabama substitutes 4 defensive players. Johnson checks in as an extra defensive back. McMillan, the blocker, off to White's left. Now White running again. Slides down to midfield. It'll be 3rd and long. Sam Shade covering him up.
You know, Stan White is feeling the hard outside rush of Curry. He should not have flushed. He should have stayed in there. The tackle was in position to take Curry on behind him, but he felt the pressure and scrambled out. A quarterback can hurt protection as much as a bad pass protector.
It'll be 3rd and 9 for Auburn. Final minute and a half of the opening quarter.
Brent, Alabama's defense has only allowed an offensive team to convert a 3rd down situation 3 times in the 1st quarter this year.
White, and he knocks fumble. Auburn recovers. John Copeland knocked the ball loose. Auburn pounced on it, and the Tigers will punt.
Big Curry, All-American, finalist for the Lombardi Award, top of your screen, working on number 74, Wayne Gandy. See, he gets him on around. That pushed him up inside. That was a good job of pass protection, ladies and gentlemen. Give an A to Wayne Gandy.
Palmer standing at the Alabama 12. This one angling toward the sideline. Now it'll ricochet toward the end zone. It's a touchback. It'll come out on the 20-yard line.
All this on the bus?
Absolutely. We have a video tape recorder. If not, when we get down to Tallahassee, we'll just give the tape. 1st and 10. Barker hands off to Lassick. Lassick to the 22-yard line, and Timmy Cromartie.
Timmy Cromartie's having a real good year. You know, he's one of those Prop 48 kids, and he's on schedule to graduate in June. And I'll tell you, Pat Dye is really proud of this young man.
It is interesting as you travel around the country, the number of Prop 48 youngsters who have sat out as freshmen and who have come on academically and graduated. It makes you think a little bit about that program when you give somebody a chance, even though they don't appear to qualify for college in the beginning. Give them some support, they'll come through for you, won't they? We're scoreless in Birmingham. It's Alabama and Auburn, the Iron Bowl. Is anybody shocked that Alabama and Auburn are scoreless after the first quarter? Over the last decade, folks, this game has been decided by 10 points or less. 1st and 10 for Alabama. Fumble. Barker picks it up. Fires incomplete. Dick, what about Barker as a passing quarterback?
Very, very inconsistent. You watch him on the practice field throwing with him without pressure, Brent. He throws a nice spiral, but it's not always complete. Taking a look at the numbers, you can see what we're talking about. 91 yards of total offense generated between the two teams. No turnovers yet. Time of possession just 1 minute in favor of Alabama. Not much going on so far. Just good defense.
Barker 1 for 4, and that was stopped for no gain. Now it is a 3rd down play for Barker in the Tide. I think I said it was 1st down as we started the quarter. Actually, it was 2nd down. So this is 3rd down. Barker, classic flaring, fires toward Palmer, caught it and smashed by Willis.
It's amazing he hung on to the football. Here comes Palmer, number 2. They call him the pocket rocket. He is so quick. He couldn't outquick James Willis. He didn't have a chance. Watch this. Good concentration on the ball. Now he really gets it. Nice hit by James Willis.
Deal. Busy man from Alabama. Punting again. Lousy punt. Bailey on one hop is hammered and down at the 37-yard line.
You know, Brent, Auburn has a real edge in their punt coverage team over Alabama. As if they just go through the year like this game, like they have through the year, they gain 7 yards in every exchange. Line.
Bostic found a crease that time and popped to the 48-yard line.
See what they've done now is they take the offensive left tackle and move him over to the right. These are two big 280-pound offensive linemen. Now they block here and bring the guard and kick out and run to this side. A lot of beef right there. Where's the beef? Here it is, right there. Good block right there by Jason Taylor, number 66, that cleaned out the hole. Same formation to the left, Brent.
Bostic follows it to that side, across midfield, and Bostic finding success to the 43-yard line.
I think Gene Stallings will start moving his defense over toward that two-tackle formation on the one side of the ball, Brent. They're being out-physicaled over there.
Alabama fans are well aware that Mississippi State moved the ball, especially in the 3rd quarter over in Starkville. There were a couple of excellent catches against them by the Mississippi State athletes. But those youngsters opened some holes in this vaunted defense. Now White off a fake and doesn't buy enough time as Elvis Brown closes in with Copeland.
Elvis Brown is your nose guard right here. Copeland's your defensive left tackle. Good pressure. They can't run actions that take any kind of time against these people. They get there too quickly. Plus, they can cover well downfield.
Alabama without noseman James Gregory. He was injured in the Mississippi State game, and you can see now that Brown, who replaced him today, is also taking a breather. White throws complete to the 48. Sam Sam Shade crawled all over Orlando Parker.
Did Sam Shade close on that ball? He was in good position when the ball was thrown. He was watching the quarterback all the way. He jumped it, and did he make a nice play? An engineering student. Watch this nice, that wham, he engineered a nice tackle there. Nice job, Sam.
Now 3rd and 14. Bailey and Parker are the wide receivers. 2 tight ends for Auburn. And White under pressure against the blitz, throws, intercepted by Johnson. 15, 20. The first turnover of the game, down at the 27-yard line.
One reason they went to the 2 tight ends is so there's a tight end in position to help block. It didn't help much. As you can see, the quarterback is still getting lunch. See, he's still getting pressure on him. You'll see the tight end to the left side of your screen. He was blocking, but they still didn't get enough time. Good position there by Tommy Johnson. 2nd interception of the year.
And the 15th interception for Alabama. First down to the 34-yard line. And the young man, Johnson, who gave him an opportunity as he picks that one off. What a huge difference in turnovers by this great Alabama defense.
Pressure, pressure, pressure. They came in plus 16. They get their first one. It's plus 17. Ladies and gentlemen, that computes to be worth points.
Classic gets the call again. Alabama ready for him, short of the first down. It'll be 3rd down. It was Anthony Harris.
Nice defensive play by Anthony Harris coming down from that backside. He eliminated the cutback. He's a redshirt freshman. A lot of young football players playing on this defense. Only 3 seniors starting in the ball game today on defense for Auburn. Only 1 senior starting on offense. A young football team.
Wembley and Lee are the wide receivers. This is 3rd and 1. Confusion with the formation. Now they sprint to the right. And Barker is going to throw on 3rd and short. Incomplete. Alabama complaining that there was interference. No flag down as Clarence Morton was there defensively. Dick, are you surprised by that call?
No, I'm not, Brent. I knew what they were doing by game plan. They wanted to sprint out and get outside the rush. There was incidental contact downfield. The ball was not catchable regardless. See him throw it up there in the air. Now, you see, he's already down on the ground.
But I guess I'm a little surprised on 3rd and 1 when Lassick has been able to pick up a yard that they would throw the ball. They're 0 for 5 on 3rd down in this game. And there's the punt with the fair catch at the 30-yard line. When do you coaches adjust those game plans anyway?
With the rollout, you still have the ability to run, but pressure wouldn't allow it.
Happy Thanksgiving, Dick. Alonzo Etheridge sprained right ankle, and they're not sure they're not going to be able to return for Auburn. Right now, the Tigers have a 1st and 10 coming out from their own 30-yard line. 9:53 to go in the first half. We are scoreless in Birmingham. White changing up with the line, using the double tight end formation against this fierce rush. Just absolutely no time for McMillan. Michael Rogers crawled all over him.
The defensive rush, run or pass, is getting back into either the quarterback space or the ball carrier's running lanes. They're just getting great penetration. See, they're setting short to run like a draw play up in there, and wham, here they come. Rogers flashing through on a good linebacker blitz.
3-yard loss leaves Auburn in 2nd and 13. Almost every play against Alabama, someone penetrates.
They're fouled up personnel-wise offensively.
White's going to throw it. Deflected, incomplete. It was Big Copeland who got a paw.
Copeland is 6'3", but when he gets those long arms up there, he can bat that pass down. Here's Big Copeland. Now, the quarterback gets back. He has good depth. Now, watch him jump right there. See, right at the perfect timing.
Thomas Bailey brings the play in from Pat Dye's sideline. Parker, the other wide receiver. White will operate from the shotgun. And here comes the rush. Curry takes him down at the 12-yard line.
Quarterback did not have a chance. Here's Curry. You see his hand down right there, number 80. Heck, no one blocks him. They ought to be able to get there. They were trying to get outside. They didn't expect Curry to be in that wide alignment position, and the running back assigned to get back in there, Reed McMillan, couldn't get there quick enough.
Here's an opportunity for Alabama. Daniels standing just inside the goal line, and Palmer could give them excellent field position. Doesn't have to. The punt will be downed at the 46-yard line. So it's going to be 1st and 10 for Alabama, and they'll have a shot. The end of an era at Auburn. Pat Dye's last game as head coach. For Alabama, one of the greatest defenses in its history. Eric Curry, number 80, quickly off the blocks as he again takes another huge step up that sack list. And there are some impressive names there like Derek Thomas, E.J. Jr., Mike Pitts, and Cornelius Bennett. Dick Vermeil and Mark Jones. I'm Brett Musburger. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Gene Solly will have a warm story about his son coming up for you at halftime. Here his team involved in a scoreless tie with Pat Dye's team. Lassick is cut off by the Auburn defense. An unwise decision on the young man's part. Takes a huge loss out of bounds at the 40-yard line. Cunningham in hot pursuit. That is a 16-yard loss.
What they were going to try to do is pretend like they're tossing the ball to go outside. They're not going outside. You'll notice he's going up inside right now. Great defense at the point of attack right there by Camrardi. Now Mills is chasing him. He's running his own reverse and way too deep.
He's a lonely fellow there, Coach. 2nd and 26 for Barker in Alabama. Barker with time. Intercepted by Anthony Harris.
They came off the play action, and he had good time to throw the ball. Too many white jerseys in there trying to throw the ball into a crowd. You'll see the action held the linebackers, the tight end. Buskey is sitting in the hole. He throws it in behind there, and look, 1, 2, 3 jerseys. He doesn't see Anthony Harris pick off his first interception.
8 minutes remaining in the first half. Bostic, the running back, behind Stan White. Alabama shows blitz, backs off, still get pressure. Here's Parker. Fumble. Alabama at midfield has recovered. So Shade pounces on the fumble.
Teague, number 13, comes up, gets involved. They're good contact. Another guy coming in there. That's Sam Shade making it. The ball is ripped out of Parker's hands. There it is on the turf. Going the other way, Chris Donald.
The ball at midfield. Turnovers on the last 2 plays here.
Coming after him.
Hit on the release, and Palmer makes a diving reception at the 26.
What's amazing is he even got the ball off. I mean, this kid was clobbered from the left side of your screen. Watch the pressure. Here, Cunningham. Look at the pressure right there. That's the safety blitz. Morton coming around from the outside and engulfs him, and he still gets it off. Down to the right-hand corner of your screen. Great concentration.
1st and 10 for Alabama. The fullback right straight ahead. That's Martin Houston with Ricky Sutton there defensively for the Tigers. Let me check that sideline one more time. Palmer was working it closely on the dive. Remember, in college football, only 1 foot in bounds. Clearly, he was down, no question, on that far sideline. A 2-yard gain for Houston. It is 2nd and 8 for Barker and the Tide. The biggest offensive play was that reception by Palmer. They now use the fullback, and he battles his way to the 20-yard line, and James Willis. Well, Saturday, get ready for the high-stakes excitement of golf's most entertaining event. From the Bighorn Golf Club in Palm Desert, California, Masters champion Freddie Couples, the U.S. Open winner Tom Kite, the Shark Greg Norman, and defending champion Payne Stewart shoot it out in the Skins game Saturday at 3:30 Eastern, 12:30 Pacific, right here on ABC. Alabama threatening with the ball just inside the 20-yard line. This is 3rd and 3. Barker with a penalty flag down. Play was whistled dead, so it'll go against Alabama.
Have a dead ball, illegal movement, offensive line.
You know, Brent, neither defensive coach is displaying any real concern about the passing abilities of either quarterback. They're keeping 7 and sometimes 8 guys in position to stop the run. That's why nobody's moving it. Then they don't throw the ball very well. They're not making many first downs.
Sherman Williams is the Alabama tailback. Derek Lassick carrying the bulk of the load in the first half, but now Williams. And Barker off a quick drop, looking back to the right, and Palmer, and incomplete because of Calvin Jackson, and there's a penalty flag down. Interference is called against Jackson.
From up here, it didn't look like pass interference. It looked
Automatic first down, follow foul.
It looked like he got his hand around, his left hand around there, just in rhythm with the ball. You'll see the ball will be thrown to the left side of your screen, lower corner. Follow the ball. Boy, I tell you, that's a questionable call. Boy, really questionable.
Jackson was all over him, wasn't he? 1st and 10. Here's the toss. And Williams trying to find daylight. Works his way back to the original line of scrimmage.
What great pursuit by Wayne Hall's defense. These guys inside the 20 have been awfully good. They've been down there 48 times this year. They've scored 25 touchdowns, 13 field goals. That's 38 scores. That's a pretty good job.
Lassick checks back in, replacing Williams. Huge difference here in the first half. Now Lassick. He's off to Barker's right. Barker intercepted in the end zone by Smith. So Alabama turns it over for the 2nd time. We've had 4 turnovers in the first half of this game.
See, Brent, they used play action. Barker came back looking to his right. He couldn't see to his left, not understanding that the defensive people to the left were not involved with pass coverage. He flows back into it. See, he was just sitting back there. He flows back into it. He picks off his 3rd one on the year, his 7th in his career. Talking to Mal Moore, the offensive quarterback coach, who calls the plays.
1st and 10 for White and Auburn. Bostic sprinting to the right. Copeland. The ball is down. Alabama claiming a fumble, but the whistle was blown. No fumble on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
Neither offensive line can block the front 7 of the defensive unit. And without, without confidence in your passing game, boy, tough to make a first down. And I still think they've got to go to that 3-step quick throwing game.
receivers are off to White's left. The fullback is very close to White in his formation. Bostic to the 13-yard line. It is hard going for every yard, isn't it? And another reminder that coming up on the Prudential halftime report, we'll have that heartwarming story of Gene Stallings and his son. Also a preview of the Nebraska-Oklahoma matchup with Keith Jackson and Bob Greasy. That's all coming up on the Prudential halftime report.
I hope they have better weather in that game than we had last year doing that game, that Nebraska-Oklahoma. Remember that one?
Lincoln, Nebraska.
Oh,
my fingers are still cold.
Freezing. I'm still cold.
3rd and 5. White out of the shotgun. London in pursuit. Throws complete to the 32-yard line. Stan White hits Thomas Bailey for a big first down on 3rd and 8.
Stan did a good job of buying time with his call. See, he's in the shotgun, but it's a designed rollout from the shotgun. He's going to get outside the pocket, outside the rush. All they have to do is get the one block. They got it right there. He's out there. They're in a stretched pattern here. Guy deep, guy in the middle. Here's Bailey in the middle. First down.
Concern starting to grow with the Alabama faithful. 3:30 in the first half. It is scoreless. Bostic cut off by Lemansky Hall.
You know, they were in that 2-tackle unbalanced line again with the tight end opposite, and already Alabama has made their adjustments. No gain then.
Dick, check that. There was Ted Yarborough, 32 and not 33, carrying the ball for Auburn. Now Bostic returns from the Auburn sideline along with Frank Sanders.
Bostic is one of those tough guys, you know, typical of the type of backs that have come out of Auburn over the year. Cribbs, Brooks, Bo Jackson. Tough guy.
Del McGee, the other wide receiver. Bostic is in that tailback spot, and White is going to throw. Use Bostic trying to set the screen, and Hall wouldn't let him have it.
You know, Curry can rush the passer, recognize what's happening, and get back in pursuit really quick. Here he is at 270 pounds or so. Now watch him move now, look, and turn around and get back in pursuit. Good quickness.
You know, you just wonder if Auburn can score on this defense.
Well, they've only given up one first-half touchdown all year. That's a lot of quarters of football.
You almost need a helter-skelter attack, don't you? A quarterback that can take off. You got to run some counters and do things like that. White drills it high, deflected, incomplete.
See, what you need is when you got a guy open, throw it so he can catch it. See, that's a pattern right there. It's well conceived, time to throw it, but he just throws it too high.
Terry Daniel in to punt again. And Palmer laces up that shoe. He didn't get it done. He got shoelace all over the 26-yard line. He may run right out of his right shoe. At the 13, penalty, tackled at the 23-yard line. With the penalty flag being thrown on the return. You know what that usually means.
Brent, you know, I think they were going to run a punt return reverse.
They got an illegal push in the back, 10-yard penalty, fought a foul on the run back.
Here, look at, he's got his shoelaces untied right there. He's going to step on them and trip. Look at those. Tie him up there, young man. Look at this. Shoelaces are loose.
We're scoreless. Alabama fans will gobble up this bit of trivia. Right now, they know. Absolutely. Twice. And the I guarantee kid himself. Kenny Stabler got one down the road, didn't he? Now it's Alabama in a scoreless tie with Auburn. Pat Dye's last game as head coach of the Tigers. Each team has turned it over twice here in the first half. Both teams having trouble moving the ball. Barker going long and incomplete over Wembley. And down we go to Mark Jones. Mark, who have you got with you?
Well, Brent, Dick, 40 years ago, Bart Starr was just a freshman. Okay, I don't want to date you, Bart, but
You just did.
how big was this game when you played in it?
It was huge, just like today, and I think you have to be standing here on the sidelines as we are to fully appreciate it.
Biggest a Super Bowl for you at the time?
At that time, obviously.
All right, back upstairs to you guys. Bart Starr, one of the best.
Hey, Mark, ask him if he wants to be governor of Alabama for him. Second down and 10 now. Oh, Wham Lassick trying to break free from Willis. Was he down or not? Apparently, he was not. What do you got down there, Mark, on the political future of my friend, Mr. Starr?
Well, I don't know. We're quickly moving to a three-party system here. I mean, Ross Perot can do it, so, I mean, Bart Starr says he's not quite ready for that yet. But, I mean, people do change their minds.
I see. Okay.
He'd get my vote.
Yeah, mine too. He'd be a good leader. Third down. There's the delay. Fullback Houston. Oh, at the 13-yard line. Cunningham and Smith. Some major league hitting going on in this one.
Good tackling. Very good tackling. The first guy getting there is in good balance, good body square, shoulder pads proper, arms proper, and then the second guy does it even better.
Auburn calls a timeout inside of a minute, trying to get it back. Field goal or even a safety appears insurmountable in this baby right now. Give it back and let's see if we can't get a field goal. So we've got a late hit against Auburn. Let's take another look at this, Dick.
You see Houston right there coming in. Oh, yeah, you'll see the arm over technique right there. They clubbed him to the head.
I mean, that swim move is illegal?
Yeah, when it hits you in the face, it's illegal.
I'd say. Gee, I'll bet that's the first personal foul ever called in an Auburn-Alabama game. The Honda Scholar Athlete Award is brought to you by American Honda, who is proud to support amateur athletics. And this week's award goes to George Wilson, the senior offensive guard for the University of Alabama. George has been honored as an all-SEC academic team member for the last 2 years. He graduated last May with a degree in history. And Honda will present a check for $3,000 to the General Scholarship Fund of the University of Alabama.
Here are the two coaches now. They're wondering, they're walking up down the sideline. Can anybody find 3 points? Just 3 I'd be satisfied with right now.
Well, instead of 4th and 2, it is a fresh set of downs for Alabama. And Barker going long, incomplete. Kevin Lee had a hand on it. Jackson defended him.
They've thrown more balls deep than I think they have in the outbreaking routes, in the normal possession type passes Alabama has. Trying to stretch that secondary, get it down there and try to come up with the one big play. Tough to throw it that deep with 45 seconds to go at half. You would think that the corners and safeties would be just sitting back there, just making sure they don't give you the big one.
But it's scoreless here today. The draw play for about 4 yards. And the seconds ticking away.
That time Auburn went to a double zone. They rolled the corners up on the 2 wide receivers and backed them up with the 2 safeties and defied him to try that again.
For Schelling, the safety. James Willis, who's been a standout linebacker here in the first half. Last play of the first half, and it's a big run for Alabama. Fred Smith stops him defensively, and with 1 second to go, the clock is stopped.
See what's happening with Alabama. Their defense is so good, it dictates what they do offensively. See, they're just right now just making sure they don't lose the game with their offense.
Now Alabama thinking they might have a chance to pull something off. Calls timeout with 1 second to go.
You know, I had a chance the other day on campus at Alabama to visit with Barker and talk to him about the defense, and he was really impressed with their ability to run, and he thought they had some things they could do, but they haven't found those things yet today.
Dick, let's take a look at what's coming up on.
What happens? Shopping, in distress, renting apartments, applying for jobs. Prime time.
Barker, and the first half comes to an end on that completed pass to Curtis Brown. Pat Dye's last game, and his Auburn Tigers are scoreless with Alabama. At the second half, Alabama kicking off. Auburn with the first series. Fielded on the 2-yard line by Alex Smith. And he is driven out of bounds near the 25-yard line, where it will be 1st and 10 for Stan White and the Auburn Tigers.
You know, Brent, I think if they get them spread out properly, they'll be able to get the ball to the tight end. When they get the defense spread out, maybe even thinking double zone, they might be able to get some stuff to the tight end up in those seams and check downs to the backs, that kind of stuff. High percentage throwing.
Richardson is the fullback behind White. Bostic the tailback.
Unbalanced line.
Bostic, left side, still plowing to the 34-yard line.
See, that's that 2-tackle over formation, and you've really got to get over quickly. You'll see what I'm talking about again. We pointed it out in the first half. 2 big offensive tackles here. Now they're doubling down. The fullback's going to kick out, and they bring the backside guard through on this. See, they've been able to, the defense did not move over this time on it. See, there's a good seal block there by Shane Kiesler, number 60, up into the hole. They probably ought to run that more often.
2nd and 1. Reed McMillan checking in for Auburn. Gets the call, battles for the first down to the 38-yard line, and Will Brown making the stop.
Curry likes to play run defense as well as pass defense. Here he is. He's coming outside or hard outside, and he always keeps going. Now watch him work back in and make that play from behind. See, that's what the pro scouts like about him. He has ability for a big man to accelerate.
Del McGee checking in with the play. He and Sean Carter are off to White's right.
Looks like they're coming after him. Yep, they are.
Bostic stepping to the right. Stopped at the 40-yard line, but made 3 yards on the run.
Boy, is this defensive team extremely well coached. Bill Oliver, the secondary coach. Ellis Johnson, the outside linebacker coach. Mike DeBost, the defensive line coach. And boy, those people, they're fundamentally sound. And Brent, what makes it better, they're all good football players as well as being fundamentally sound.
Orlando Parker and Thomas Bailey, the Auburn wide receivers, set now to White's left on 2nd and 8. White off a play fake, has time, hits Bailey, first down Auburn inside the Alabama 45-yard line.
See, they were in that unbalanced line formation, Brent, and they've been running from that. They come with a play-action pass now, and that allows them to clear that area, prevents linebackers from dropping back in to where he wanted to throw the football. Now, you'll see, here's the 2 big offensive linemen. They're going to go ahead and fake run. See, that holds the linebackers. Look where the linebackers are, on the line of scrimmage. Good time to throw the football. And a good shot in the curl pattern.
Now they lose him on the injury, and remember that he is the Auburn punt return man. Carter, the wide receiver, replacing Bailey. Bostic, whole right side, inside the 40-yard line to the Bama 39. That was the 3rd quarter when Mississippi State started to move the ball.
They did, and they did it with some option and everything else. Again, they're in that unbalanced line, but the defense moved over this time. You see Copeland moving. You see the people, Nunley, moving over there to get in position, but they have 270-pounders at the point of attack. Stay with it, and stay with it, and stay with it.
Bailey returns. 2nd and 6 at the Bama 39-yard line. Parker and Bailey are off to the left of the quarterback. Bostic, the running back. Off a fake. White looks left. High. Intercepted. Teague picks it off. And he's going to go the distance. Antonio Langham. Proctor. The defense puts Alabama up. Antonio Langham's 60-yard run with an interception, giving Alabama a 7-0 lead. Auburn's third turnover of the game, the 5th total that we have had.
You know, Antonio picked one off against Auburn last year. Now, he didn't take it all the way back. He's improving with age.
And the Alabama crowd alive. Remember, this game now at Legion Field is a Bama home game. It moves back to Auburn next year. Fielded at the 5 by Smith. To the 20 and out of bounds. Let's take another look at Langham.
Antonio Langham is a corner, but he was lined up to the left of your screen here in the slot. The safety, 21 Donnelly, over there to back him up. Play action that way. He gets a jump on the ball, a flat pattern. He's a corner playing in the slot. A lot of people put strong safeties there. They don't. They put the corner there. Good coverage people. He takes it the distance.
Nothing. Alabama with the lead. Stan White, troubled by interceptions this year. Now with 16, leading the SEC. Bostic off a fake. White. Receivers are covered, and White takes it out of bounds at the 25-yard line, 2nd and 5.
Copeland is always a force. Now, Wayne Gandy, I think, is a real good offensive tackle for a college football player, and he's on a fine player, and he's always there. The quarterback has always got to worry about this guy. See, he flushes him over to the other side. Should be a man and contain right there.
Richardson brings the play in from the Auburn sideline. Big offensive tackle, gets ready to go to war again against Curry. And Copeland on the other side. Bostic, 4 yards. This will be 3rd and short. Curry there defensively.
Brent, you said 4 yards. When you're an offensive team like Auburn, you've got to be satisfied with 4 yards and stay with the play, stay with the series that's getting you those 4 yards. Make them stop it. Just stay with it. You don't have much else going for you.
Andy Fuller, additional tight end, brings the play to the huddle. Bostic on the second effort gives Auburn a 1st down. As he pulled away from Michael Rogers, he earned Auburn the 1st down.
You can see why Coach Dye said Bostic is one of the better backs I've had in the last few years, because he's a tough guy. And, you know, Rogers hit him square, but he just ricocheted off and kept right on going. 33 in the middle of your screen. Contact by Rogers right there. See, he doesn't get his arms around him. Bostic keeps his pads down, keeps spinning and fighting. 1st down.
Bailey off to the right with Parker. Bostic is behind Richardson. Fake to Bostic on the hurry move. He's down at the 21-yard line.
One of the problems with that tackle formation, with the 2 tackles here, you only have 1 big lineman here and a tight end. So you can't get any help over here. See, you've got an offensive guard now trying to block Curry. See? No match. Take another look. Brent, I'm glad I'm up here and don't have to block that big guy. I know you'd want to take him on, but not me.
How about that fellow on the other side closing in?
Had a chance to visit with Curry last night. You know what he's most proud of? Getting his degree. He has his college degree.
Yeah, that's a wonderful story. Timeout being called. White uses one of his 3 here in the 2nd half. Langham's interception gives Bama the lift it was looking for. Well, in Curry, Gene Stallings has one of the finest defensive ends in the country. But there's something else that the coach is extremely proud of, and so's the youngster.
Well, he's a great player, and the thing that I guess that I'm really pleased about Eric Curry is here's a Prop 48 student that graduated on time. You know how important that is? He came here, and they didn't even really want to let him in college, and yet he graduated in 4 years. Man, man, man. Now, put aside the fact that he's a great player.
So many of those Prop 48 youngsters all around the country given a chance, and they have come through. White zips a completion to the 25-yard line. You know, one of the things you have to think about education in this country, it's given somebody a chance, not always the third and fourth generation youngsters whose parents have all been to school, but how about these kids who've never had a relative that go off to college? I think it's worth giving them a chance, something we can all think about on this Thanksgiving.
You know, Brent, and if they don't graduate, let's say they're here 4 years and they don't quite make their degree, they've still been exposed to some great people in the classroom, some great people on the field, the coaching, the camaraderie, the teamship, the discipline, all positives.
Now the big third down and 17 for White. Incomplete. Very well defended again by that secondary. He caught that ball. They're going to give it to him on that sideline. Frank Sanders.
Really tight coverage. Good coverage all the way to the left-hand corner of your screen. Good pocket. They gave him time to throw the football. He's coming back for it nicely. Yes, he has it.
Yeah, no question. He had that 1 foot down. I thought both of them were out. Wonderful catch by Sanders. Came on a 3rd and 17 for White. Just so used to seeing that Alabama secondary come up with another incompletion. Now Palmer. He's going to fair catch it at the 11-yard line. There's a penalty flag down.
You know, there's a time in a ball game that the coach tells the punt returner to go ahead and fair catch. Don't attempt to return it or anything like that. We've got the lead. Hey, they're not moving the football. Let's not take any chances.
And we'd like to pause 5 seconds to allow our ABC stations to identify themselves. With Dick Vermeil, Mark Jones, Legion Field, Birmingham, Alabama. Next Saturday, the site of the first Southeastern Conference playoff game. That man will not be here. This is his last day as the head coach at Auburn. Pat Dye announcing his resignation last night. His team trailing Alabama. Bama with a chance to win a national championship. Getting a scare from Auburn here today. After the penalty, Palmer fields this one on the 40. And he is hit immediately and down. So next Saturday on ABC, a trip to the USF&G Sugar Bowl, the SEC crown and dreams of the national championship on the line. Alabama battles Florida in the SEC championship, and that game will be presented by Dr. Pepper, and action begins at 3:30 Eastern next Saturday right here on ABC. So if Alabama wins a national championship, they will have earned it. They've got to play Auburn, Florida, then it would probably be Miami, depending on the polls in the Sugar Bowl. Ricky Sutton there defensively. But again, what could jump up there is how impressive Florida State winds up being on Saturday and how many second place votes might show up. We're going to have to wait and see what the voters decide. And Alabama certainly has been the most successful team in the Southeastern Conference. Toss to Palmer, who lined up in the tailback down at the 45-yard line.
Real good play there by Ricky Sutton, number 92, Brent. He is a man, you know, he didn't play last week. He was injured. He's 6'3", 270 out there, and the only senior maybe out there on the field right now, but real good defensive end play. Here he is. You'll see him to the right side of your screen. The ball's tossed deep. He tries to get upfield, but you see he can't. There's Sutton right there. See, he turns it back in, then he gets help from the rest of the crowd.
7 minutes.
Willie Whitehead finished him off.
7 minutes and 30 seconds left here in the third quarter.
Blitz.
Barker against it. He hits his running back, Lassick, who slipped out. Lassick to the 35-yard line, and a Bama first down.
This is the best pattern you can throw against a blitz, the slant pattern. Gets back quickly, sets up. You don't need much time, about 2 seconds to throw it. The slant comes from the outside, the left side of your screen. It's one-on-one coverage because they were blitzing. No safety to help them out. First down.
So Brown doing the... That's the gobble-gobble. Houston to the 29-yard line.
Houston is a guy, he graduated last July in marketing, and he's going to graduate school in human resources right now. Married and has a little baby. Really good guy. 2.6 GPA. Talked to him on the field the other day, and here he is playing his last college football game, and nothing more meaningful than being able to play it against Auburn.
The fullback swatted at the 26 by Willis again.
Boy, does he make plays. James Willis, he really belts you. Look at him right there. You'll see him in the middle of your screen. Now watch him from the right-hand side, number 31. He works his way, finds it, boom! And look at that. Boy, I'll tell you, that's tough to put a guy on his back like that. Nice job, James. They're coming with a blitz.
Ooh. And against it, just using Martin Houston.
They loaded up about 9 people up there in the line of scrimmage and brought them all, but he almost cracked right in between all of them to run free. You'll see 8 or 9 of them here in the screen. Oh, you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and they're all getting after him. Hard to run against that, but they were only asking for a yard.
First and 10 for Bama. This is the toss to Lassick. Down at the 20-yard line, a gain of a little over a yard. Shelling on the hit.
You know, Coach Pat Dye talked about his defensive coordinator, Wayne Hall. He said he's done just an outstanding job of coordinating and teaching and coaching defense this year. And you can see they are the number 4 team. I think they're, number 5 team in the country on total defense, but they're overshadowed by the number 1 team in the country, Alabama.
Lassick, cut off coming to the right, and that was Johnson, Chucky Johnson, making the play for Auburn. At the conclusion of the game, we'll select a Chevrolet Most Valuable Player from each team. And for the 22nd year through the Chevrolet Scholarship Program, $1,000 will be donated to the General Scholarship Fund of each school. So the 3rd and 12 coming up. Barker under pressure. Down at the 30-yard line. Jason Merchant.
He did the right thing in not throwing the interception again, Brent, but what he should have done really is just throw it away and prevent the sack. See, now he really lengthened that field goal, and he added about a 12% difficulty in trying to make this field goal from where it was originally lined up. See? Again, though, he didn't throw the interception.
So Michael Proctor with the 47-yard field goal attempt. Proctor puts Alabama up by 10. Here, Alabama kicking off with a 10-point lead over Auburn. 3 minutes to go in the third quarter. And Alabama's great defense ruling the day again. An interception by Antonio Langham with a 61-yard return for the game's only touchdown. Here it's Thomas Bailey for Auburn. Out of bounds at the 22-yard line. Dick, any thoughts about how to attack this great Bama defense?
Oh, gee,
Job I don't want.
I'll tell you, you know, of course, if you had time to prepare for them, I still think the way to attack them is with the real quick passing game and the draw game. Draw up underneath Curry, draw up underneath Copeland, try to make the linebackers make the play. Now, they can probably make them, but the quick passing game and the draws, I think the best thing they'd have going for them.
To the 28-yard line.
You know, he runs through that first tackle. You better hit him square or he'll run right through it. You see what I'm talking about? Again, it was a draw play. See, they take the ball back to him deep. This allows the defensive people, Nunley, see him get upfield. He finds a crack. He gets up from there. He's getting a block from Todd Bowen. You know, you better hit that guy square. You know, Tom Bowden, Bobby Bowden's son, is the offensive coordinator for Auburn. Boy, he's got his hands full today. I think I don't want that responsibility today, Coach.
Second and 3. No first down. 4 red shirts. Swarm led by Derek Oden.
They all make plays. They all make plays. Look at this. Sack yards lost, 19 fumbles recovered, interception. Defense is a pretty good offensive team, aren't they?
They have been today. They've scored Alabama's only touchdown.
You know, the front people, all front 7 run defenders, the basic guys up there, they keep their pads down so well. They've been extremely well coached. And they keep those pads down, and you just can't get under them.
It was second and short. Now it's 3rd and 2 for Auburn. Bostic, short of the first down. Shannon Brown.
You know, that was a good call by Coach Tommy Bowden, too. That's the play they've been running so successful. You might as well go to it. The 2 big tackles doubling down, but see, they get good penetration. And here comes Derek Oden in there, and Nunley, 93. Hey, tough. And that was Shannon Brown as well.
Daniel punting. Off the side of his foot. Goes out of bounds, short of midfield. Alabama in excellent striking position. They'll take over on the Auburn 45 after the 16-yard misfire.
Well, that's one thing you can't afford in a tight defensive football game when you're already down is the bad punt, because now look at that. They're playing on a 45-yard field.
Jay Barker. And he hands off to his tailback, who makes it to the 40-yard line. Chris Anderson has replaced Derek Lassick, and Anderson dances through that line.
Dances through his right. He appears to be a little more elusive. Now watch his feet. See, just dancing around there. Now see, move his feet that way. He always has him under, always has balance in moving upfield. Some backs just can't do that.
Kevin Lee bringing the play in from the Bama sideline. And that's the end of the third quarter. Alabama up by 10 and driving. We'll have more after this message and a word from our ABC stations. We start the final 15 minutes. The emotions and the thoughts that must be going through his mind right now as he tries to come up with something in his last game that will give Auburn an offensive spark. Right now it is Alabama with a 2nd and 4. And the defense ruled on that play. It was Chucky Johnson hit him first with a penalty flag coming down. Face mask against Auburn.
5-yard penalty.
As you look at the numbers, you can see that Alabama is +1 in turnovers. Boy, and right now they're rushing the ball better, and that's making the difference in the ball game. Neither team throwing the ball very well. That's what's making the difference. Good defense, and Alabama being able to run it just enough to hang on to it.
That 5th turnover was the difference.
Yep.
That was the 61-yard return by Langham for the game's only touchdown. And here it was Chris Anderson getting the carry. Give you an idea of just how dominant this Alabama defense has been over not only this season, but in the last 87 quarters of play, they have allowed only 9 rushing touchdowns. And there's one of the big reasons why. They are phenomenal. As good a college defense as you'll see.
They might just take these guys off the field and put them in the NFL next year and say, you 11 play for us.
Well, you also might be tempted to put them over on offense. Love run a little. I don't know if anybody can take a snap for him, but the toss. It's Williams. Big a hole on the right side. He's close to another Bama first down.
See, they're running up inside the big defensive end on the tight end side of the formation. You'll see it here. Here's the big defensive end. See, they kick him out and get up inside him, leading with the fullback. See, they turn him on out, let him come upfield. Now, there's the fullback, Houston. See, he just enough of a block there to give him a little enough room there for Williams to advance the ball.
Inches. Whitehead. It's set defensively. Linebacker on the right side trying to come. And Houston barges for a Bama first down. The Auburn defense needs a takeaway, Coach.
Oh, they need it badly right now. They need it because, see, that would maybe take away a little bit of the momentum that Alabama has gained since that interception. You can look for them to come after them with some kind of a blitz. They've been blitzing quite a bit to try to get into their face, but when you're running the ball and you pop those creases just a little bit against the blitz, you're not helping yourself.
First down on the Auburn 24-yard line. Williams on a beautiful cutback. Smith and Shelling there defensively for the Tigers.
Offensive line is starting to gain momentum coming off the ball, Brent. You'll see George Wilson and Toby Shields, the offensive center, and John Stevenson coming off inside and allowed him to cut back.
Williams, touchdown Bama. Roll Tide. Quicker than drying paint. Sherman Williams bringing you a little of the gobble-gobble. 20 victories in a row and dreaming of a national championship. That's Alabama under Gene Stallings. To get it done, they have to close out here against Auburn, then defeat Florida on this same field for the SEC championship next week. Go down to the Sugar Bowl and hope they have an appointment with the Hurricanes of Miami. And folks, if that game comes to pass, you will see two of the great defenses probably in the history of college football. Proctor with the ball on the tee. Obviously, Miami has the more potent offense, don't they? Now Proctor. The ball is fielded at the 5 by Bailey. Bailey to the 25. Dick Vermeil, is Auburn going to score?
I don't think so, Brent. Take a look at this offensive touchdown play. You'll note it's a cutback. Now he starts here. Now freeze it right there. You'll see Willis moving here. Now he can move there if the defensive lineman comes down here. He goes outside, allows the cutback. See now Stevenson, 69, gets back on Willis right there and gives him the hole. Team defense. The discipline was broken on that play.
First and 10, Auburn and White. Danger here is trying to get too much, I guess, and turning it over again against this defense. And no time at all for White. Will Brown.
He's an outside linebacker. And, I mean, he was a safety at one time. You'll see him appear here. Wham, he's there. He beats him around to the outside, and he has that quickness of a strong safety playing outside linebacker.
Loss of 8. Make it 2nd and 18. Bostic. Donnelly defensively for the Tide.
You know, Brent, coming into this game talking about Alabama's defenses, they were forcing their opponents to run 74 snaps before they gave up a touchdown. I don't know if their teams average 74 snaps a game. That's outstanding. And they pressure the quarterback or sacking 40% of the pass attempts. That's an outstanding defense.
3rd and 8. Intercepted. Incomplete. He waved Teague off.
He definitely dropped that, Brent. See, Stan White unloads it under a lot of pressure to the left side of your screen. Follow the ball. See, it goes off his hands. Here comes Teague. He's going to try to go down there and get it. See, it hit the turf right there. Good call.
And the last punt, not a good one, was it? Much better. Palmer for the fair catch at the 34, but a penalty flag down back by the line of scrimmage.
We have holding on the receiving team. It'll be 10 yards, post-scrimmage kick foul. 10 yards, it'll be first down red.
Coach Stallings doesn't like that. He has a very well-disciplined program. You know, I coached against him for 7 years with him with the Dallas Cowboys. Didn't beat him very many times, believe me.
Dick, they have a wonderful organization here, Make-A-Wish, and the youngster said that his wish was he wanted to meet the coach at Alabama, Gene Stallings, see some of the players up close, and be with the Alabama cheerleaders. And prior to the start of this game, that wish came true. Let's go down to Mark Jones.
Yeah, gentlemen, his name is Algernon Banks. It was discovered that he has terminal cancer, and his inspiration has been this University of Alabama football team. And earlier today, he did get to meet with the cheerleaders and the coaching staff, and it was a very touching and poignant moment for all involved. Now back to you.
Thank you, Mark. Sherman Williams, who scored a short time ago. And now you begin to wonder what the emotions will be that Pat Dye will experience here for the final 10 minutes and 15 seconds. First and foremost, he'd like to get some points here and not be shut out in his final game as a head coach.
I tell you, we're all going to miss him. You know him much better than I do. Yesterday was my really first face-to-face meeting with him. What a nice man. I know a lot of people that know him real well and respect him.
Classic. Down at the 31-yard line.
Anthony Harris was flashing in there. He just crashed.
You know, one of the things you mentioned, Pat Dye, and I had an opportunity to go out to his place outside Auburn a few years ago. I got to tell you something, Dick. If I had a youngster who could compete at this level a few years ago, I would have wanted him to play for Pat Dye.
I agree with you.
I find him to be a very fine man, and I think when it's all said and done, they're going to find out that he did an awful lot of good for a lot of folks down there in Auburn, and a lot of players like Bo Jackson will tell you they enjoyed playing for Pat Dye. They thought he was an outstanding person. Classic.
You know, Brent, I think we've got to some way come up with a way of defining the difference between helping a kid and cheating. Hey, I'm against cheating, but I'll tell you this. I think his intent is to help every athlete he's ever had come into that school, and fine man.
First down, Alabama.
There is his wife, Sue. She's been with the family and watching this game. The children all went through Auburn. I believe his youngest daughter is a senior there at school, if I remember correctly. Either that or she just got out recently. But I think Wanda was the youngest. And the other thing that he has, I want to tell you, if you want a good hunting dog, you call.
He's got 7 bird dogs.
Coach Dye over there. They're great.
I got him to smile yesterday when we started talking about bird dogs and shotguns and hunting.
Yeah. He was a dandy little pulling guard down there at Georgia. And I'm sorry, you know, to see Johnny Majors go at Tennessee too. Dye called Johnny and told him to we're taking some time off the clock. That's what the correction here, and told him, you know, Johnny, you've been so much a part of Tennessee. Don't make that a bitter exit over there. You may have problem with some of the administration, but you and the family deserve to be part of Tennessee through the years. And I think that's how the Pat Dye exit is going to be viewed at Auburn. I thought it was handled extremely well on both sides. And now folks in this state can begin to focus on Alabama's chance to win a national championship. That was Clarence Morton making the stop for Auburn.
You know who's been playing well over there on the outside linebacker position is Kareem Cunningham. You know, he's a senior playing his last ball game, a pre-med student, but he's been flashing into that backfield, making the running back change direction about the last 5 times in a row.
Boy, you have got to give Mississippi State a lot of credit for the way they moved the ball in the Alabama defense that night over there in Starkville. Now here's the toss to Williams. Williams to the 40-yard line for Bama.
Well, you know, Mississippi runs a multiple option offense, and you can surprise some people, finesse the running game a little bit with the option, which you can't do out of your basic I and split backs and pro back sets.
Oh yes. What a beautiful view, huh? He must have of the proceedings up there. We don't have the blimp with us today, but maybe we can get him to take a camera.
They're coming after him again, Brent.
And Williams down.
I think they fumbled it.
Anthony Harris may have gotten a hand on that ball. Yes, he gave Auburn a life. 7 minutes to go as Cunningham recovers the fumble.
You know, as a coach, you're in this situation, you're on the sideline, you remind the kids on the sideline before they go back, and you see the ball there, Williams' left hand gets in and gets it knocked out from the right side. See, that was 53 Harris that came in and knocked it out of there. But you're reminding them, protect the football. We've got the ball game. They get it knocked out.
So Stan White in Auburn. White from the shotgun, buried by Copeland. John Copeland, number 94.
He didn't have a chance. If Curry didn't do it, Copeland's going to do it. Here he is to the left side of your screen, number 94. See, they actually tried to double him up there. He got in between both of them. You got him, I got him, no one's got him.
Complete. Going to the back, who was sliding out. And Reed McMillan takes it to the 45-yard line. And tomorrow our coverage continues. It's Nebraska, Oklahoma. Remember the starting time, 1:30 Eastern time. Then on Saturday, we'll be down in Tallahassee, Florida State. That one's at noon. Here it is, complete to Carter. And Carter to the 35-yard line.
They came after him again with an inside linebacker blitz, but they picked it up correctly. Plus, they were throwing the type of pattern that doesn't take any time. That gets back there in the shotgun, he's got the ball, and he fires it away.
Well, this could be the last gasp for Auburn. 4th down. White throws, first down. He hits Frank Sanders, and a penalty flag coming down. Sanders down at the 25-yard line.
Brad, I think I saw some white jerseys flying across there. They're going to call unsportsmanlike conduct. That's me. Maybe I saw it wrong.
We have a dead ball, personal foul, the offensive team.
Oh, that's dumb.
It'll be a first down and 25.
That's too bad. You know, they were moving the ball. They get their first down. Now they have to take the 15. Just not controlling your poise in an intense situation right here. Now watch at the top of your screen. He catches the ball. Now you're going to see some people flying around here. They get him down to the turf. There's Saunders going down right now. You'll see right now. You'll see him going right over the top trying to deck somebody. They're going to call that every time.
We believe that was Reed McMillan, the running back, coming downfield. So instead of a 1st and 10, it's going to be a 1st and 25. The ball is brought back to the Alabama 40. And White is tripped up and a penalty flag down. Curry may have come offside on that play. It is the side judge over there on the far side who threw the yellow.
They either snapped the ball late or he was offside. One or the other.
Defensive team, 5 yards penalty, previous spot.
That's quite a voice that guy has.
It's wonderful.
Yeah, you've been around him a long time? Yeah.
So there's a final. The Oilers go into the Silverdome and win one by 3. Here, 1st and 20 after the penalty. White has a receiver and couldn't pick him up. He had Frank Sanders all alone at the 20-yard line. And he couldn't get it to him, and now there's another penalty flag down.
I think they'll refuse it. Thomas Bailey, a wide receiver, was moving forward on the snap. No reason to be moving forward as a wide receiver. All you have to do is look down and see the football. If it moves, you move. If not, sit tight. It really makes you mad when a wide receiver moves like that.
Illegal motion, offensive team, 5-yard penalty, repeat the down.
That guy's reaction over here on the sideline, and you know, Mark Jones, our colleague, he had the line of the year in the Southeastern Conference. He said he's hotter than a Madonna video.
His first down.
White hit on the release and caught at the 30-yard line with a diving reception. And White is lucky to get it off, and Bailey makes the catch. I'm not sure that White will be able to take the next step. Let's see.
You know, I sort of wonder why they haven't kept tight ends in position to release inside and bang against those defensive ends as they release, or a running back just give them a flipper as they go by, because they've been around the quarterback too much today.
Patrick Nix, because White is receiving assistance, the quarterback must leave. Wow. The one play as Copeland closes in.
Well, Nix is only throwing 9 passes on the season. He redshirted last year.
I think, you know, I told you after viewing
the Mississippi State game, that I thought that the only chance you had to move the ball was with a running mobile quarterback, because when you think about who Alabama's got, Shane Matthews, young offensive line, they're going to have to roll him a little bit. I'm sure Spurrier is aware of that. Gino Torretta, he can be a target for these guys coming hard.
Both offenses, though, are sophisticated passing game offenses with multiple protection schemes. They will come up a way to double those defensive ends a lot.
Going to have to, aren't they? Timeout. The Bama faithful and their backup quarterback for Auburn taking a look at that savage Alabama defense. Patrick Nix has replaced the injured Stan White. Drops it for Bostic, and Lemansky Hall was right there. Now let's take a look at the poll. There are 5 teams that you would think have a realistic shot at a national championship: Miami, Alabama, Florida State, Texas A&M, and Notre Dame. It is unlikely that the national champion is going to come from anywhere else, and even in Notre Dame's case, it has to be a huge sequence of events to take place. The curious development with the AP is how Florida State suddenly jumped up on Texas A&M, an unbeaten Texas A&M team, and that is igniting the controversy. We'll have to see what the voters come up with after this weekend's activities. Now Nix incomplete, got it behind Sanders, didn't he? A bruised shoulder for Stan White is the report, and it'll be field goal time for Auburn.
You might as well. You got the #1 field goal kicker in the country in Scott Etheridge, Brent.
Absolutely, and it is 4th down, and remember, they have to get to the 15-yard line for a first down. They're going to need 3 scores here in the last 5 minutes to get anything done. This is a 48-yarder.
Looks short.
They still need 3 scores.
Heck of a season. He's kicked 22 of 27 field goals, 81%, but this one, when they need it, is just a little bit short.
The clock continued to run for several seconds following the missed field goal. Of course, this is an Alabama home game. I guess it ran for about a half minute. There's the fullback, Martin Houston, lumbering up for a few more yards against Auburn. So it certainly appears now that Alabama is going to win for the 21st straight time, and Pat Dye is going to have an unhappy ending to his final game as head coach at Auburn. All the way back to 1975, so Dye has never been shut out.
I was at UCLA at that time. That's a long time ago.
Second down. Houston.
See what they're doing. They're just using that real sure handoff, giving the ball to Houston. And I'm sure Larry Kirksey, the running back coach, told him when you go in there, the only thing I want you to do is hang on the football, protect it with your life. Excuse me, Brent. Auburn might as well put 9 or 10 guys right up in there and try to go in there and strip it.
The serenade for Pat Dye from the Alabama faithful. First down to midfield as Martin Houston.
Again, that cutback starting. They've been running up there behind their right guard and right tackle. He gets them going there. The offensive line comes off real good. He gets them going to the right, gets the defense pursuing, and then he just makes that nice little cutback there behind the block of George Wilson, the offensive left guard.
Ball at midfield on that 13-yard run. And Alabama
Wrapping one up.
Big hole.
Lynch to the 42. Down we go to Mark Jones. Mark.
All right, gentlemen, I'm joined by Bob Harris, a former defensive back with the University of Auburn. Bob, what's head coach Pat Dye meant to you as you watch his coaching career, 12 years, wind down?
Coach Dye was a very inspirational man. He taught you things that were not only important in a game of football, but also prepared you for the rest of your life. Things like hard work, dedication, sacrifice, and discipline.
And tell me, do you think that he got a bad deal from the school or the NCAA? Should he stay on?
Well, I think Coach Dye made the best decision for himself and also Auburn University. He's not going to back down from a fight, and I think he did what he thought was best.
Back upstairs to you guys.
Thank you, Mark. 2nd and 5. And Alabama content to bring the clock down. The final minute and a half here. Craig Harris, the 3rd fullback used by Alabama. Houston again. So on 4th down, Bama for the 1st down. Penalty flags flying.
Brent, there's a lot of talk who's #1 in the country.
Illegal participation, defensive team, 12 men on the field. It'll be a 15-yard penalty, 1st down.
I'm not sure who the #1 team is, but I know the #1 team.
Hey, get some room here. Come on, give some room. I believe you got the best team in the country. I believe that. Hey, you're doing it right.
Go, Mark.
I'm right in front of him. Coach, any final thoughts as you walk off the field for the last time in 12 years?
You know, I wish we could have made a better game of it. And, but, you know, they just had a few too many weapons and a little too much ability for us on defense. But I really think it, and I felt like they might be the best team in the country coming in, and after watching them here today, that defensively, I don't believe I've ever seen a better defensive football team that can run and as much talent in the secondary and speed they got. So they, you know, if they could throw the football a little better, then, you know, they would be. But they're a great football team.
Coaches,
I'm mighty proud of our kids, and you know, we were in the football game till the interception, and then we just couldn't get anything going offensively, and you know, we didn't give ourselves a chance down the stretch.
Coach, it's been a great 12 years. Enjoy your hunting.
Well, thank you very much, and you know, I hate for it to go out like this, but I don't guess when you get out of it, and you've been in it as long as I have. I've been playing or coaching since 1952, and I guess you're never ready, but it's got to end sometime.
Good luck to you in the future, Coach.
Thank you very much.
Have a good one. Pat Dye.
So thank you, Mark, and our Chevrolet most valuable players of the game. He mentioned the interception. the man who did it, Antonio Langham, 61 yards for the first touchdown. James Willis, standout linebacker from Auburn. And Chevrolet will donate $1,000 to each school's general scholarship fund to reward outstanding students for their academic achievements and to assist those in financial need. Gene Stallings closes in on a possible national championship. Back in a moment.